All right, welcome back, guys. You're still watching Rubbing Minds, and I have here with me two special guests, and we're going to be talking a lot about INEC in particular, especially human rights issues around that. There's a lot that's been happening with the polity with regards to INEC and PVC collection in particular, and we're going to be talking about the human rights issues around that. I have here with me Faisal Adamu. Thanks for being here today.
It's a pleasure.
And also here with me is Yinka Folari, Chairman CDHR from Onogo State. Thanks for being here today.
Good afternoon.
Have you collected your PVC? Let's start with that.
Finally, I was able to collect it yesterday.
How long did that take you?
Less than 10 minutes, to be honest. It was a quick process. It just took forever for them to come.
But what sort of issues have you heard from people who have been trying to get there and probably still haven't?
Really, I would say it's more complaints from people who are being lazy.
Okay.
A lot of people don't want to go to where you have to go get it. From what I know. People, and I tell them, it's very easy to go online. If you don't know, go to your local government, check, you will find it there. Or they will tell you where to go. And people are like, ugh, let them come. We want them to come to us. And people aren't pushing. They aren't, from what I've gathered, some people aren't trying.
Well, I will say that that's a bit general because I have tried 5 times. I haven't gotten mine. But what's your experience like, Yinka?
Well, sincerely, it's not been easy. I've been there for almost 4 times now.
Have you gotten
it? And I've
yet?
not gotten it,
okay.
But I'm hoping I would get it tomorrow. But to be candid, it has not been an easy task because considering the factors involved, most of the people have even misplaced their TVC. So now you have to search through all their names and this and that. And it's a tedious process where you have to spend like 10, 15 minutes on a particular person before you could locate the card. So it has not been an easy access like you.
But I don't think 10 to 15 minutes is that long a time, to be fair. But I'm speaking more from a point of people who have maybe gone and cards are not being found, and they say send an SMS if you find your name, and you send an SMS you don't find, which is what happened to me. I sent an SMS, my data showed up, I got to the collection center and my card isn't there, and there's no idea where it is. So, but with time spent, I don't think it's too much. But yeah, you're going to say something?
Yeah, like for me, I also misplaced my TVC.
I have my TVC, so I don't even have any problems.
So that's why it was about the same 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I misplaced it, told them. But to be fair, I already knew the procedure. So I went with my passport because I knew they would ask me for my passport. So I went there, told them I don't have my TVC, I need an attestation form. And they told me, fine, just go check your name on the register and bring your number. Again, gave him my number, found my name, got my card, filled the attestation form, attached my passport to it, done. And I got my PVC.
So I know a lot of people complain as people who have moved houses or moved states and how impossible it is to actually, it's almost impossible to move. I know at this point they've even stopped people from actually writing letters to see if you can switch and all of that. Could they have made that any easier? Is there any other way they could have made it simpler for people to move, for example? I know probably half the nation doesn't live where they lived in 2011, at least in Lagos.
Like, from my understanding is, INEC has submitted the register to the parties, and as such, it can't be tampered with anymore. But, I don't know, we live in a technological world, and I really find it hard to believe that you make cards so complex that it has your biometric data in it. You can make it possible for you to be able to vote anywhere. I feel it's simple coding. That, okay, yeah, they're trying to kill the ability to vote in different places.
Multiple
voting. But it's simple coding. You can code it in such a way that when you use this card once, that's it. You can't.
So it shouldn't matter where you're voting.
Personally, I don't think it should.
That's what I thought. But it's looking like it's tough. Well, let's stick with you now because I mean, let's talk. A lot of people have said, okay, I still don't have my PVC. I don't know if I might get it before the 8th of March, which is now the new deadline. I think this is the 3rd or 4th time they've moved the dates. Now, for those who don't get their cards before then, people have said, well, if we reach 70-80% collection, elections can hold. The other 20% who cannot vote and probably want to vote?
Well, sincerely, I just want to congratulate INEC because if the election was to come up yesterday, probably I'll be heading for court tomorrow. Not to have gotten it is my right to have my card.
Yes.
And if INEC has not provided that for me, then I can tell you I have every right to sue INEC. So for those, like I said earlier, that the process of getting it, when you are taking 10-15 minutes before you could get your permanent voter, then you can easily calculate how many cards will be issued in a day. And considering the time lag for the distribution. So I've
seen some very
I just feel that we should just hope that INEC will do more.
What is that more they should be doing?
Yes, like now,
differently?
Like before, they said they should be going to the collation center to get their PVC. Now in Ogun State, they have streamlined it that everyone should return back to the polling unit starting from 16th of
so it's easier.
February. So it will be more easier compared to the earlier process. So we are very, very hopeful that more of it will be distributed and the rate of people that will be disenfranchised will not be that will not be reasonable. Will not be reasonable, and it will be to an understanding level that okay, for social reason you are not able to get, but yet those people still have their right to challenge INEC at any point in time because we are talking of rights issues.
Yeah.
It's a right to get the permanent voters card. And in contrary to what you said earlier also, that they should have coded the card in such a way that, you know, they target permanent voters card. That means beyond 2015, we will still have to make use of it when it comes to 2019. Yet, we believe that Nigeria can still have something
better.
We should still hope INEC can still have something better for Nigeria.
So we're going to register again?
So it is, no. And to also look at it, most of these problems have been caused by our lack of inordinate planning. We would expect the National Population Commission and INEC and all these agencies, you have NIMSE now also, they should have a kind of nexus that they can equally acquire data other than going through this rigorous stress before you could get your permanent voters card. It is so embarrassing. And also looking at the time, we had the last election, 2011. What has INEC been doing between 2011 and 9?
That's the question.
And now that we are now having a fire brigade approach. So it is very, very disappointing. It's very, very disappointing.
For me, being a Nigerian who has lived in Nigeria for so long, honestly, if we didn't have this fire brigade approach, it would seem odd for me because I'm used to you have to do everything at the last minute. So if everything
it's been 4 years,
smooth,
actually. It's been 4 years.
True.
To
I mean, really, if you really think about it, what have they been doing?
Yeah,
I think
something else has come up a lot. Sorry, and it's sort of become not officially political between both parties. Is the card readers which are going to be used on the day, which should, like you say, make it impossible to vote more than once with one PVC. Do you think that's going to be used, and do you think that's going to actually prevent things from happening?
I hope it's used, because I mean that's the narrative INEC has been singing for us. Why we started with the whole TVCs, they want to get us cards to stop rigging. It will, like, I know what the card does. First thing, when you put it in the card reader, it identifies that your card is authentic from INEC. Then with your fingerprint, it identifies that
you are the
owner of this tag. That must not be taken off. It must be there. And no matter how long it will take to get accreditation, I personally believe card readers must hold. Because if not, we can't use TVCs. We can't. Someone could be printing TVCs somewhere. I personally feel we as citizens must insist that card readers are used.
Let's talk a little bit about INEC now. I know we touched it earlier with the guests we had initially, and Atahiru Jega in particular, and his tenure in office and whether he's going to be removed and all of that. And he's calling into question a lot about his credibility and the credibility of INEC to hold these elections in March and April. How much of his credibility do you think has been affected with this postponement that's happened?
Well, sincerely, the postponement has only afforded Jega a very soft landing, because it is quite obvious that INEC was not prepared for the election.
That's true.
I just told you about my case now. I was not able to get my PVC, and I wouldn't have taken it easy. So I extending it till March 28 and April 11. I think it's enough time for INEC to get prepared. And for Jega's credibility, we have no doubt that Jega will conduct a free, fair, credible, and acceptable elections in Nigeria. But we will also request that the political gladiators, the key player, INEC is just there to complete the process. Should you want to have a free, fair, credible, and acceptable election, the other factors needed to be considered. You have the politicians, which comprise of the candidate and the political parties. So if they want free, fair, and credible election, it starts from them. So as for Jega, we still have no doubt that he will conduct a free, fair, credible, and even acceptable election in Nigeria. However, I still want to say that to a large extent, he has also disappointed Nigerians in some ways. I will still make reference to, you have unlimited time to plan for this, but lack of decentralization, everything has to come from Abuja for you to get everything. I see no reason why the PVC cannot even be produced by each state, INEC at the state level. We are talking of a data.
Is that Jega's to do? Is that Jega's duty to do that?
He is the one controlling the affairs. If there is decentralization of
but there's a law that
activities,
says Abuja controls
they
the
can. You shouldn't wait till the PVC comes from Abuja. Like I was with some people at the INEC some few days ago. I went there to lodge complaint that I have not gotten my PVC. They said some PVCs are on the way coming, and it is quite disheartening. That I wonder, is it not possible to have the machine just to print it?
Well,
it's the same process.
if you look at security,
Security,
for example, is that not a wise idea to
No,
have
we are
a
in
place where you can
the
monitor?
technological world. If you're talking of security, you have 1 million soldiers in Abuja. Can't you replicate the same thing in Ogun State or in either the states? You can. But it's a matter of responsibility and readiness to do what is expected of you at the appropriate time. So with that, we still believe the time, the extension is just a saving grace for INEC to do what is expected and get us the expected outcome